What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video here on the channel. And with this video, I want to focus on the three movies that Disney has announced recently and what are my thoughts on them. Because I have some very particular thoughts on this matter. Let's just get into it. So first, I want to start off talking about the film that's going to be directed by James Mangold. It covers the first Jedi to wield the Force, and it takes place thousands of years ago. 25,000 years ago, to be exact. With this film, I don't know what to think about this one. This one is set so far back in the past that it could really be anything. It could be good. It could be really good. I'm interested to see where they're going to go with it. This should be something we haven't seen before. This should be an entirely new Star Wars world. If it's anything less, then I'm going to be a little disappointed. I want to see just entirely new concepts explored in this series, in this movie. Like, I think this could be the launching platform for an entirely new film series, an entirely new setting in the Star Wars universe. Since they didn't give us much information to go off of, I'm just going to leave that one here. The main thing that I want to talk about is the new film featuring Rey, or as nobody likes to call her, Rey Skywalker. If you've seen my other videos, you know what my thoughts on Rey are. I think she was a terrible character, but she wasn't so bad to where I couldn't watch the sequel trilogy. My opinions on the sequel trilogy were, I think the first two were pretty good. They had some potential, but they also fell flat in a number of ways. They had some good moments. They had some merits. The last film in the series is what really did them in. They had the potential to be really good. I think when they came out before The Rise of Skywalker came out, they were still considered, I think, decent movies, decent Star Wars movies. But The Rise of Skywalker was just the nail in the coffin for them. Because that movie was just complete ass, doo-doo butter, garbage, trash. But this new Rey film, I think it has potential. I know I keep saying that word, but it does. I think they could possibly do something to redeem Rey's character, in my opinion. Because Rey is not an irredeemable character, as some YouTubers would like to say.
So we thought that Disney couldn't sink any lower with Star Wars. No, they're just going to double down on things that consumers do not want.
I would actually like to see Rey come back and make her mark and not be garbage. Because, the prequels used to be considered garbage until the Clone Wars and Rebels came out. I don't think the sequel trilogy is unfixable. I think if we give it another chance and it's actually good, then the rest of the movies could retroactively be seen in a better light. Except for The Rise of Skywalker. I don't think that one can be redeemed in any way. But The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, those movies, they have the ability to be seen as decent movies again. But I know the general consensus is, oh, we should never see Rey ever again, oh, it should be retconned. No, I don't think it should be retconned. I think it should be fleshed out. I think Rey's character can be better. I just hope they do right by her character and make her interesting and not a biatch. I think they can really improve Rey's character and flesh her out and make her likable. Like how she was a little bit in the first two sequel trilogy movies. So this new Rey movie is set 15 years after The Rise of Skywalker, and it's about her trying to rebuild the Jedi Order. I wonder what kind of villain they're going to use, and I wonder when it's going to come out. But this will definitely be interesting for sure. Next, there's going to be a movie in the Mandoverse that ties together all the different Disney Plus series. I really don't know how they're going to do that because a lot of them take place at different times. Let's see, we have The Bad Batch, good show by the way, except for this last season, it's kind of mid. Well, it has good moments. So we have The Bad Batch, we have The Mandalorian, we have Andor, we have Boba Fett, and we have Kenobi. All of these movies take place in different timelines, so it's going to be interesting to see how they're supposed to tie them together. I kind of want to see what Grogu will do in this new movie, because I assume it takes place after The Mandalorian, or it's going to be the conclusion to The Mandalorian, or the finale, something. The number one thing that I'm just going to lay this out. The number one things that I want to see in Star Wars right now are number one, Grogu doing something and like actually having a story. Number two, what takes place after the sequel trilogy, which is what the Rey movie I assume is going to be. And number three, the High Republic era, which is what the Acolyte is going to be, but I'll talk about that in a separate video. This video is just focusing on the movie projects. So to summarize, I'm really excited for all the new movies that they've announced, especially the one featuring Rey, because I really want to see where they're going to go with it and whether or not Rey is going to be redeemed. The Mandoverse movie, I already know it's going to be decent because Dave Filoni, everything he touches is good. The film about the first Jedi, well, that could be anything, so I'm cautious. I'm optimistic. It could be good. It has a lot of potential. I really want to see the new Star Wars movies become this big thing. I want it to be an ever expanding universe like how One Piece is or something like that. Disney has the opportunity to make the biggest film franchise of all time. Well, Star Wars pretty much already is the biggest film franchise of all time, but I mean like Marvel levels of biggest film franchise of all time. It has the potential to do that and be good. We just need to fix the whole sequel trilogy problem, and then we're golden. Because the sequel trilogy is it's the only real sour spot in Star Wars right now. People have generally accepted the prequels as being somewhat at least enjoyable. Like, we already know they're not good, but at least a lot of people can enjoy them, thanks to the Clone Wars and I guess time passing. And Revenge of the Sith being the best Star Wars movie ever made. Maybe video on that one day. So yeah, I want to see 10 comments on this video, and I'll definitely make a review on Revenge of the Sith at some point. Let's make it happen, folks. Let's make it happen. You guys did really good on my last one. What are we at? 25, 26 comments? That's it for this video. Subscribe, leave a like, and drink some water.